Decryptos here. Let's decrypt some news. All right, guys. New travel ban in place. Why? I'm going to let you guys watch the video yourselves, then come to the conclusion. But at the same time, I'm going to be inputting my feedback as we move along the video here, because there is some feedback I'd love to share. Let's take a peek, guys.
Ottawa has just issued new guidance for LGBTQ travelers about heading to the U.S. The advice can be found on the federal government's travel website, where it references changing laws in some states. The CBC's Peter Cowan is tracking the story in Ottawa.
So let's ask the question on why laws are being implemented by these people, all right? And look at the past couple of years at the agenda, which is unfolding before us. We have biological men in women's sports. I'm shocked that there's no women going to the men's sports to play. But again, that's another question I'll throw on the table. We have kids having drag shows in the libraries. Kids having drag shows in libraries. And then we have men, biological men, going into women's washrooms. And we also have biological men going into women's jails where there have been issues. And again, guys, the gay community can do whatever they would like. I have a multitude of gay friends. You can do whatever you would like. Once you start crossing lines and start forcing items down other people's throats, it causes an issue. An issue. And the same gay friends that I have don't agree with this agenda, ironically enough. All right, let's keep on watching.
Joins us live. So, Peter, how would you characterize this new guidance?
This is two sentences that the government has stuck into the guidance that they have about all the various risks that you may face if you're traveling to the United States. And what it's saying is that members of the LGBTQ community should take a look at the local laws that may be in place, because some states have been changing those laws. I reached out to Global Affairs Canada, which puts out this guidance, and just a few minutes ago it gave me a statement that says the laws that they've been taking a look at include ones that ban drag shows, restrict the transgender community from access to gender-affirming care, and participation in sporting events.
So the drag shows, again, you guys can have any drag shows you would like. Any drag shows, no problem. When there's a male dressed up as a woman dancing in front of little kids that have no clue what's going on, they're not sexually active yet, that's a problem. Why don't we have strippers coming into libraries and dancing and showing off their big breast and their private parts? And simple questions, guys. Gender affirming care. My question is, why do we have legal on cigarettes? You can't buy them at a certain age. Why do we have legal on alcohol? You can't buy it at a certain age. Why is it okay to change your gender before you even know what you are or who you are in life? When you're young, you don't think straight. When you were younger, you were 15, you were 10. People say they know what they want to be. Give me a break. How many of you went to school, aren't using the same diploma you've leveraged in school? It's post-secondary, not even back to high school when you had to start taking the classes for that post-secondary. Life changes. We change as human beings as we start to grow. And a life-altering decision, wow, that is something massive to think about and get counseled about. These are the things I want to throw on the table. Let's continue.
And in a statement, they said outside Canada, laws and customs related to sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, and sex characteristics can be very different from those in Canada. As a result, Canadians could face certain barriers and risks when they travel. So these decisions about what to put in were made by bureaucrats within that department as they assess the situation there. But there is also a political element, especially.
So to all the Canadians out there, Canadian bureaucrats, your favorite right now. Come on, we all know this. I had to throw that in there, guys.
With the debate underway around the rights around especially transgendered people, but the LGBTQ community more broadly. And today, the Deputy Prime Minister was asked about this changing guidance. Chrystia Freeland chose her words carefully. Here's what she had to say.
Before we even get to her, I can't stand this woman. This is the same woman, by the way, that laughed and gawked when Canadians lost their bank accounts because they were peacefully protesting. So this woman was laughing at people losing their bank accounts because they were protesting the C-19 nonsense that broke all the charters of rights and freedoms. And if anyone wants to question that, look at the lawsuits that have commenced from that with companies, and as well as all the decisions being now checkmarked by the courts in allowing people to either throw those tickets out or getting reimbursed via their employer for the nonsense that was conducted during that time. Just sad. Let's see what she has to say now, guys.
We have professionals in the government whose job is to look carefully around the world and to monitor whether there are particular dangers to particular groups of Canadians. That's their job, and it's the right thing to do.
If it's the same people that were experts during the pandemic, I don't want them. I don't want to hear from them. Let's keep on watching.
Now, reporters did ask her whether there had been any conversation with the American administration, with Joe Biden, about warning them that this guidance was coming out, but that was a question that she didn't answer.
And so, Peter, how does this fit in with what we're hearing from rights groups in the U.S.?
In fact, we've heard from some of those groups in the United States issuing their own travel-related warnings in the lead up to this, well before Canada did. They're raising concerns about various states that have brought in new laws. In fact, one group is monitoring 490 new laws aimed at LGBTQ or trans, especially young people across the United States. Now, not all of those will become law, but for example, Florida earlier this year brought
especially young people. That's exactly who should be protected, everyone. I just want to be clear here again, okay?
Brought in 4 different laws that target the LGBTQ community, what washrooms can be used, for example, who can receive gender-affirming care, and at what age. And so the hope is that these groups are hoping that people will change their plans or cancel because Florida is a big tourism state, and that may put pressure on the government there to reconsider those.
Yeah, Florida, by the way, very progressive state. They're not slowing down. Everyone that can't stand overpriced New York or California are leaving to head there. Just don't bring your politics or your belief systems over there, guys. Florida's amazing right now. It's working out very, very well. Have your opinion. Comment section's open for you, by the way. But guys, so travel ban. I'm just shaking my head. I'm shaking my head. Okay. Again, going back to all my gay friends that I know, we all have these conversations back and forth. No one's going to be harming you. I have some good friends, by the way, that are gay that live in Florida. Love taking their shirts off, roaming the beach. Again, these guys are fit and work out. They're awesome. Okay, and they do mortgages, by the way. They're awesome. But this is the nonsense we're talking about. All we're talking about here is aiming at the youth. All right. Now, guys, let me share my screen here. Okay, for the people that don't understand how far this has gone, okay? In front of you right now, I'm pretty sure you guys can see this here, okay, is a book, okay, called, what is this book called, guys? I forgot here. What is it called here? Bear with me a second here. Oh, geez, I apologize. It just left my head. Genderqueer. There we go, all right? This book was in libraries for kids, okay? And now let me show you a picture here that's in this book. Guys, they're again, I go back to pornography, back to cigarettes, back to smokes, back to changing your sex. When you're 21 or 18, as they have it in Canada, and you want to do something, by all means, you have at her, okay? But have a read. Get this book, guys. Look at what little kids are reading. It's just, I scratch my head. When I was younger, all I cared about was Transformers, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Metroplex. Awesome show, by the way, back in the days. But I just had to share, guys, okay? I had to share because I want you guys to see what a lot of people aren't seeing. They're just getting the news narrative on this, all right? And by the way, to the whole gay community, No one hates you. We all love you. I apologize for the people that just go way too next left field and do crazy things to you. But vis-a-vis on your side, because I know there are good ones in every group, and we can't look at the bad people in each group and condemn them. All right? I just want to throw that right on the table. I am a follower of Christ. My feedback is always, we know it's a sin. Repent, come to God. He will take care of you. He will release you. But again, you don't want that. God's a gentleman. He gave you a choice. The choice is always yours. All right, everyone. That's my feedback for today. Take a look at that book, Genderqueer. You'll be scratching your heads. This is in your school libraries, by the way. It's going to be very firm there about that. God bless. You like the content? Like and subscribe. You don't like the content? Rip me and leave me a comment and hit that dislike button. But guys, God bless you. Have a great evening. Decryptos out.